Whiskers, a mischievous tabby, had one goal: escape the house. His human, Emily, thought she'd cat-proofed everything. But Whiskers had a plan. While Emily was on a Zoom call, he leaped onto the bookshelf, knocked over a plant, and used the chaos to dart out the door. Emily screamed, "Whiskers, no!" But Whiskers was already halfway down the street, tail held high like a victorious general. Whiskers strutted into the neighbor's yard, where a tiny chihuahua named Taco barked furiously. Unimpressed, Whiskers sat down and licked his paw. Taco charged, but Whiskers casually swatted him with a single paw, sending Taco tumbling into a bush. The dog emerged, covered in leaves, and ran inside. Whiskers smirked. Amateur, he thought, before continuing his adventure. Next, Whiskers spotted a bird feeder. The birds chirped mockingly, thinking they were safe. Big mistake. Whiskers climbed the tree, stealthy as a ninja. Just as he was about to pounce, the branch snapped, and he fell into a pile of leaves. The birds laughed, but Whiskers wasn't done. He vowed revenge, plotting his next move. Whiskers wandered into another yard, where a garden gnome stared at him. Feeling challenged, Whiskers knocked it over. The gnome's head rolled into a bush. Suddenly, a squirrel appeared, chattering angrily. Whiskers hissed, and the squirrel threw an acorn at him. Whiskers dodged, but the acorn hit the gnome's body, causing it to topple into a pond. Whiskers decided to leave before anyone noticed. Whiskers smelled something delicious, a BBQ next door. He sneaked onto the patio where a juicy burger sat unattended. Just as he was about to take a bite, a parrot squawked, "Thief! Thief!" The homeowner turned around, and Whiskers bolted, knocking over a soda can. The sticky liquid spilled everywhere, and the parrot laughed. Whiskers vowed to avoid parrots in the future. Whiskers spotted a laundry line with socks flapping in the breeze. He jumped, trying to catch one, but missed and got tangled in a sheet. Panicking, he rolled around until he looked like a ghost. A kid passing by screamed, "Mom, a ghost cat!" Whiskers freed himself and ran, leaving the kid convinced their neighborhood was haunted. Whiskers found a koi pond and crouched by the edge, ready to strike. The fish swam lazily, unaware of the danger, but as Whiskers leaped, he slipped on a wet rock and fell into the pond. The fish scattered as Whiskers scrambled out, soaking wet. A passing crow cawed, "Nice dive!" Humiliated, Whiskers shook himself off and slunk away. Whiskers encountered the mailman, who was terrified of cats. Seeing an opportunity, Whiskers hissed and arched his back. The mailman dropped his letters and ran, tripping over a garden hose. Whiskers pounced on the scattered mail, shredding a few envelopes for fun. He left the scene feeling victorious, unaware that Emily would later receive a complaint from the post office. Whiskers stumbled upon a patch of catnip in someone's garden. He rolled in it, purring loudly, but the homeowner's cat, a grumpy Persian named Mr. Fluff, appeared and hissed. Whiskers, high on catnip, challenged Mr. Fluff to a dance-off. Mr. Fluff, confused, walked away. Whiskers declared himself the winner and continued his adventure, still giggling from the cat. Whiskers wandered into a dog park where a pack of dogs chased him. He climbed a tree, but the dogs surrounded it, barking furiously. A kind pug brought him a stick, thinking he wanted to play fetch. Whiskers, unimpressed, threw the stick, and the dogs ran after it. He used the distraction to escape, muttering, "Dogs are so weird." Whiskers heard an ice cream truck and followed it, hoping for a treat. A kid dropped a cone, and Whiskers pounced, licking the melting ice cream. But the kid's mom screamed, "Get away, you dirty cat!" Whiskers hissed and ran, his face covered in chocolate. He decided ice cream wasn't worth the trouble. Whiskers found a balloon tied to a mailbox. Curious, he batted it, but it popped, scaring him into a bush. A group of kids laughed, and Whiskers glared at them. One kid offered him a toy mouse, but Whiskers turned his nose up and walked away, pretending he hadn't been scared. Whiskers snuck into an open garage, where a man was fixing a bike. He knocked over a toolbox, sending screws everywhere. The man yelled, "Stupid cat!" Whiskers responded by jumping onto the bike's seat, pretending to ride it. The man laughed despite himself, and Whiskers took that as a win. Tired and hungry, Whiskers decided to head home. He found Emily searching the neighborhood, calling his name. She spotted him and gasped, "Whiskers, you're filthy." He meowed innocently, as if nothing had happened. Emily scooped him up, muttering about how he'd grounded himself. Whiskers purred, knowing he'd had the best day ever. Back home, Whiskers ate his dinner and curled up on the couch. Emily scrolled through her phone and found a post. "Mysterious cat terrorizes neighborhood." She looked at Whiskers, who was pretending to sleep. "You're grounded," she said. Whiskers opened one eye, smirked, and went back to sleep, dreaming of his next adventure. That night, while Emily slept, Whiskers hatched a new plan. He tiptoed to the fridge, using his paws to pry it open. Inside, he found a slice of leftover pizza. Just as he dragged it out, the fridge door slammed shut, startling him. him. The noise woke Emily, who found Whiskers sitting proudly beside the pizza. "Really, Whiskers?" she sighed. He meowed innocently as if to say, "What? I was hungry."